Today we're going to talk about what to expect from selling your gold to a dealer or silver. So I bought 4 new coins today. We have 4 special year sovereigns. We have a 2005, which is this by Timothy Node. Bit of a cartoony design. The proof coins obviously look far better for showing the design. If that's what you really want, then you'd probably want to check those out. Now the next one is the 2022 Platinum Jubilee. So this is the last QE2 portraited sovereign. And next is the 2023 Coronation Sovereign. So we should have the crowned king portrait on the back there, in case you haven't seen that one already. And finally we have Memorial Sovereign. So this is a very intricate design, and this is also 2022. It is the first KC3 portrait on a sovereign, King Charles III, and it is also uncrowned. So if you noticed this one here, which is the 2023 sovereign, we have the crowned portrait. So interestingly, the memorial ones, you can still pick those up at quite low prices in terms of the proof. You can actually pick them up lower than the release price, and it is a special year design, so I thought they would perhaps take off a little bit, and I think in future there'll be a nice one to hold. The 2023 one, it is just the 2023 sovereign if you like, so it's perhaps murks the waters up a bit by releasing this coin as well as the Platinum Jubilee coin in the same year. But anyway, on to the topic of today's video. So if you're going to be selling gold to a dealer, or silver for that matter, they are obviously going to be a keen buyer, you would think, and for that reason, they might be one of the people you consider speaking to. You know, you bought the gold from them, you bought the silver from them, so get in touch with them when it comes time to sell. So dealers have varying sizes and different operations, different levels. Some smaller dealers who are, you know, a one-man band essentially, and some much larger who might have a high street store or big, you know, city centre premises, something like that. So there's going to be various costs involved, and for that they use what is called the spread or the premium, and that's where the dealers are making their cut in each sale. So for example, they would pay for a gold sovereign at the moment their buy price, and they would sell it for their sell price. So just for nice easy numbers, don't worry about the currency, let's imagine that the spot price is 1,000, okay? And they might say, right, well, we'll pay 1% under that. So they might pay 990 for your coin, and then they might sell at a 3% premium, which would be 1,040. So there's that 50 spread, okay? What they might do is pay a little bit more for certain coins. So, for example, Atkinson's are a main dealer in the UK. They pay about 1% over as I record the video for gold sovereigns. But something like a Krugerrand, it might be 2% under the gold price. Now, this does change at times when there's higher demand. We've seen them ask for people to sell them gold, and they were offering over spot for it for a lot of different coins. But yeah, things like this. This is a special reverse 2005 sovereign. You do very well to pick this up at a best value price. Does happen. I've had a couple. But you will often have to pay a little bit of premium to pick this up, especially if you're going through a dealer. Now, if you were to sell it back to the same dealer, they don't really give you a premium on the way in. So it doesn't really work both ways. And when you come to sell, you might realise that gold isn't gold. So there are different implications of different types of gold. So I've got a couple of other ones. What's this? This is an 1876. This will be a young Victoria sovereign, and you'll notice the lovely golden colour on this one. But yeah, back to the topic in hand. You'll realise that gold isn't gold. So if you've got a nice clean sovereign that weighs what it should weigh, you know, this sort of sovereign is 150 years old, so it's going to have a little bit of wear and circulation perhaps. Maybe it doesn't. You know, these more modern ones, they've never been circulated, and they've only been on the planet for a year or two, so they've not really been, you know, thrown around a lot. They've not been passed on through various people who perhaps don't know anything about them and have set to them with a wire brush to scrub them up and clean them up. thinking they're doing some good deed. And for that reason, you might have different qualities of coins. So if you're going to go to a dealer with something that's scratched up and been in a ring and mounted, you're probably going to get a lower price. You're going to be getting like a scrap gold price, which could be a few percent under your spot price and what you expect. With silver, if you're buying that from dealers at the moment in the UK, the spot price is around £19. You're going to be paying somewhere around 23, 24, so a 20 odd % premium. And then on top of all that, the government wants 20% on top of everything. So it suddenly becomes, a £27 coin. Maybe if you're buying in bulk, 25, 26, £27 if you're buying 100 ounces of, Britannias or something like that. Maybe, a little bit more even. So if you're buying individual coins, then it is a, expensive way to buy silver. But when you come to sell, you might get a little bit more than spot. You might be able to sell these to a dealer around 21, maybe 22. You will get a bit more than spot back usually for nice bullion silver. But like say you've already paid, 45, 50% premium, including the VAT, to actually get it in the first place. So if you are selling to a dealer, obviously they offer, assuming they're a reputable dealer, they are going to offer the money relatively quickly, you would expect. Some of them you can pay additional fees to have a quicker payment. Maybe some will just automatically pay on the same day, but some of the bigger ones, they've probably got a lot to do, so they might prioritise your sale over someone else's if they are, particularly busy. There could be times of high demand where, the buyers are everywhere and queuing out the door, and maybe it just takes a little bit longer. There's all sorts of unforeseen circumstances as with any business, but you are realistically looking, at a day or two once you've sent your gold in to get the money, or if you are visiting in person, then it might be, possible to get the same day, maybe, a day or two later. So the dealers obviously offer, quick, hassle-free transactions, but that might come at a little bit of a cost to you. So your other option is to go perhaps on the second-hand market, and that might be all well and good, but it is going to again involve some cost in terms of time and maybe some expense. Maybe you're going to have to pay some selling fees if you're going to an auction or something like that. And if not, maybe you've got another platform you're using or something like that. It will still just take some time, so it's good to have that expectation in at the beginning and just so you know where you're at. And for those who are stacking, more high premium stuff, you really want to be exploring these other options perhaps ahead of time. So if you suddenly need to pay the bills tomorrow and you need to sell gold for that, whatever those bills might be or whatever situation has come up, and maybe it's a Friday night, you just need the money tomorrow, well, it is a little bit late to try and build up some sort of reputation or some sort of online presence to perhaps sell them. Might prove quite difficult. So it's good to have a think about that in the future, what you're going to do. Maybe you're just going to die with it and that's all good. Maybe that's the plan and it doesn't end up happening. Who knows? So it's an interesting topic to consider. And one of the things you could do is to try and actually sell a little bit of gold. That could be an idea, or one of your coins, and just to, get an idea. So my first ever gold coins were 4 gold sovereigns and 1 ounce of gold, which was a kangaroo. I waited for a few months, I can't remember exactly, but that was early in 2018, and I waited a while and sold them when gold price had got a bit higher, took some profits. More than anything, that was just to sort of test the idea of buying and selling gold. Could you actually do it? Would anyone actually buy it? Was it all a scam, or what was going on really? So once I was happy that, okay, you could buy, you could sell, you could make some money, I was happy to, dip my toe in a little bit further, and yeah, it escalated a little bit from there. So we've gone quite a way since then, but those were the starting days for the stacking, at least in my life anyway. So yeah, we've got some nice pieces here and there, but most of it is lower premium bullion. So should I need to, for some reason, it's not on the cards, but should I need to sell, or move my gold or silver on, it should be relatively easy to go to a dealer and get a quick transaction if that would be required. So if you are going more down the collector route, it's a good, again, to explore some other options, because going to a lot of the main dealers won't be in your best interest in terms of the best returns. Perhaps the efficiency and the joy of ownership that you've had from certain coins and collecting, perhaps that will outweigh any sort of financial issues there, such as lost premiums, and maybe just the gold price has gone up that much since you originally started stacking. So lots to consider, and let me know if I've missed anything. We'll talk to you in the comments.